Bye-bye. Sit. Shake, shake. Good boy. Alright, welcome back everybody to the channel. We're going to do some brake bleeding on the Miata today. Freaking reservoir is poopy brown. That's no bueno. So we're going to get that taken care of. Already got the car jacked up, wheels off because it's easier to get to the bleed nipple here. Let's see if you guys can see that. Tucker's out with us today. Bye-bye. Sit. Shake, shake. Good boy. These are the tools that I'm using today to bleed the brakes. You don't have to use an impact. If you don't have one, you can just use breaker bar to get the lugs loose for the tires. This is a little rig that I set up, just a water bottle with some vacuum hose that I had left over to go on the bleed nipple on the brake caliper. A turkey baster to remove the old fluid, or as much as the old fluid out of the reservoir as you can. 5/16 wrench to break loose the nipple on the caliper, and something to catch the old fluid out of the reservoir that you're pulling out with this. But yeah, let's get to it. Alright y'all, so this is my setup. Got some rags around the reservoir. Got me something this is an old oil container, it's empty, to catch the old fluid. So yeah. It is all kinds of gross in there. Brake fluid's clear, by the way. And you don't have to get every little bit out of here because you're not going to be able to. You'll flush the rest of the system with new fluid as you bleed the brakes. We'll top this back off with clean fluid and we'll start bleeding from the furthest caliper from the actual brake reservoir. You start from there. So the passenger rear, driver rear, passenger front, driver front, and you'll do it in that order. And you'll just have whoever's with you pump the brakes until you don't see bubbles and the fluid is clear or clearing up on that caliper, and move forward each time. See how it's still fairly brown in there. It'll slowly start clearing up once we start flushing the new fluid through the system. Okay, so this job, guys, takes a little bit of communication if you're working with another person. So you're going to want that other person to get in the car, pump the brakes until there's no movement in the pedal, and you want them to hold pressure on the brakes as you open that bleed plug or the Schrader valve, and the pedal's going to go all the way to the floor. Make sure the person holding the pedal doesn't let up on the brake. If they do, that's going to pull air back into the system and you're just going to be going around in circles fighting yourself. So make sure they don't release the pedal until you have that Schrader valve closed. Alright guys, I'm going to show you the little setup we got here. So you're just going to take the vacuum line and place it over the end of the little Schrader valve here. Then you're going to talk to your assistant, make sure they have the brakes pumped up, and then you're going to crack the line loose. Ready?
Yep. All the way down.
Hold.
Holding. Holding.
right, pump it up again.
Okay. Holding.
Yep, hold it.
Down.
All right, pump it up again.
Holding. Down.
All right, hold what you got. All right, so this is what we got out of the rear brakes. Pretty gross. I'm gonna have to run to the auto parts store and get more brake fluid so we can get this clear like it should be. Yeah. Ready, clear?
Clear. I got covered out.
Alright, so the fluid's looking a little better. That's just from doing the rear brakes. Front brakes, the same process. Pump up the brakes, break the Schrader valve loose. Make sure they're not releasing the pedal before you have the Schrader valve closed, so you're not, pulling air back in the system. They do make vacuum kits to do this by yourself. But I don't have one of those, so we're doing it the manual way. But alright. Alright, so after you've done this and topped off into the fluid needed in the reservoir, the last thing you're going to need to do is torque the lugs. If you take the tires off like I did, the torque is 70 foot-pounds. Boop boop. Go in a cross pattern when you're torquing. Alright everyone, that'll do it for this one. If you got any questions or concerns, leave me a comment down below, and like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram as well.